Amistad. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Apologies if I'm not. This is this month's installment, my Steven Spielberg series of reviews. I also just reviewed Disclosure Day, if you can not tell by my shirt. Well, I kind of made this purposeful. Like, I went to go see Disclosure Day, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to watch a movie for a video this week. And I was like, I have a few options, and I was like, oh, that's right. Well, it was a Spielberg movie, so let's make it a double Spielberg movie review day. This is one I've never seen before. I thought I kind of had seen every Spielberg movie, but this one snuck under my radar. Apparently, I'd never seen this movie. And to be honest, watching this movie, I totally see why I've never seen this movie. This movie has the same problems that The Color Purple has, which is not me saying that's a bad movie. It's absolutely not. And neither is this. It's not a horrible movie, but this movie is very, like, black focused, content and story details. I mean, there's a lot more white people in this movie, so it doesn't feel so out of place. But there's so many points in this movie that I was kind of like, what would a black someone who was, I'm trying to say it in a way that doesn't sound wrong, right? What if someone who is a little bit more trained to talk about these things than, Steven Spielberg, like this really white guy, I'm not saying Spielberg's not socially conscious, I think he's a wonderful human being, but I do think that, these are not the kind of movies that he should be making. But then again, I know from a lot of people I know in my life who watching movies about slavery, making movies about slavery are not things that they really like to participate in because it's uncomfortable, right? And it's too real for them. And so maybe a film director wouldn't like to do that. But I feel like there's lots of really great, talented black filmmakers that, can, if given the opportunity, love to make movie. I shouldn't say love, but you know what I mean. I don't know, but they like to tackle these things, So I don't know. It's a whole thing. Within all this movie though, I do watch a lot of this movie, and I'm mostly just really bored. To be honest with you, other than the really intense sequences with some of the slaves on this boat and a lot of that stuff, and it being really painful and horrific, their treatment and things that go on, I was mostly just not really invested in this. Not because it's a bad movie, but like I was like mostly watching this movie be like, this is a Spielberg movie. So much of this movie almost feels as if it's a TV movie. There's good performances in here. I mean, I'm seeing here that that this movie had some Academy Award nominations for Best Supporting Actor, which makes sense. Best Costume, Music, Cinematography. Cinematography is a little bit of a weird one because I don't. It's a decent cinematography, but again, it's like a movie I'm watching and going, "This is a Spielberg movie." I don't know. It's an odd one for sure. I do like this movie. Also, John Williams did the music. Almost really couldn't even tell, to be honest. This is a very long movie about things and subject matter that I wasn't really engaged with to begin with, but the movie didn't really do anything to engage me further. Because to be honest, you can make a movie about anything and kind of engage me if you know what you're doing, but this movie just failed to do that. And I'm probably not the right person to be talking about this movie or its subject matter, but it's a movie. It's not that serious. I'm going to talk about it. And, I'm sorry if maybe some of the thing I'm trying. Can you tell that I'm a little uncomfortable talking about this movie? Because I'm not sure. Because it's just not for my place to really talk about these movies, unless I have a little bit more knowledge. But I guess this isn't just my. I don't really know what to say. I'm just gonna end it off. I'm sorry this review felt so awkward, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't really care for this one. Next month we will be talking about Saving Private Ryan. That one's a little bit more in my place of movies to talk about. So it's just kind of odd, you know. We go from like Schindler's List to this movie to Saving Private Ryan. Spielberg was on a very interesting role. I almost want to call it his Oscar uh, pandering movie push, but honestly, he has some movies that are a little bit more Oscar pandering than I would say this movie, and those movies are a little bit better than this movie. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.